Look at that number. $737 a month. That's the average new car payment in America right now. And it is lying to you. Not about the payment. That part's real. It's lying about the size. Your brain files this as $737 when the loan actually costs $53,000. And that's still not the real number. The true cost of your car is hiding somewhere your monthly payment will never show you. If you make 60 grand, that average payment eats about 15% of your paycheck before you've bought a single tank of gas. 15% gone, every month, on autopilot. In the next 7 minutes, I'll show you the number your dealer will never say out loud, and it's big enough to change when you retire. Here's the core idea the whole video rests on. Every car payment has two prices. The first price is the one on the contract, the money that leaves your account. That's the payment. The second price is what that dollar would have earned if it had gone anywhere else. That's the opportunity cost. The one nobody teaches you. Watch $1. Today it's just $1. But leave that same dollar in a broad market index for 30 years at a common long-run assumption of 7%, and it becomes about $7.60. So every dollar you hand the dealer isn't a $1 decision. It's a $7 decision. You're not spending money. You're trading your future self's money at a brutal exchange rate. That's the formula. Don't add up your payments. Multiply them. The payment is the smallest number in the equation. 1 year of that average payment is $8,800. Left alone for 30 years, that single year of car payments could have become $67,000. 1 year, that's the second level cost your monthly hides. Burn that sentence in. The payment is not the cost. The compounding you gave up, that's the cost. Now let's build the true cost, layer by layer, on one real car. Say you finance $40,000, a modest new car after tax, title, and fees. At 7% over 72 months, you'll pay about $9,000 in interest alone. That's layer 2. And you get exactly nothing for it. Layer 3 is the quiet one. Depreciation. Drive that car off the lot and it loses around 20% in the first year. 5 years in, most new cars have shed roughly 60% of their value. You financed 40 grand of asset and you're left holding 16. That's $24,000 that simply evaporated. Not spent on gas, not spent on fun. Just gone. And the payment was never the real monthly bill anyway. Watch what the dealer leaves off the sticker. Insurance, call it $180 a month. Fuel, another $200 depending on your commute. Maintenance, tires, the surprise repair. Average that to $100. Your $737 payment is actually costing you over $1,200 a month to own. AAA pegs the all-in cost of a new car north of $12,000 a year. Run that across a 35-year driving life, and it's more than $400,000 of lifetime spending, before we count what any of it could have grown into. But here's the habit that does the real damage. The trade-in treadmill. Most people trade up right about when the loan ends, so the payment never actually stops. It just resets. For some drivers, it's a bill that runs from 25 all the way to 65. A permanent car payment. That's the setup for the number I promised you. And it's bigger than almost anyone guesses. Now let me be straight with you, because a script that only sells one side is just a different kind of dealer. First, most Americans genuinely need a car. This isn't never drive. Transportation isn't optional for tens of millions of people, and a reliable car that gets you to work is one of the best investments there is. Second, that 7% is an assumption, not a promise. Real returns are bumpy. Some decades run hot, some run cold. I'm using a long-run average to show the mechanism, not to predict your account. Third, inflation eats part of that growth, and the cars you'd buy later cost more too. The gap is real, but it's a bit softer in today's dollars. And fourth, a 5-year-old used car needs repairs, a new one doesn't. The boring choice isn't free. It's just far cheaper than the sticker war we've been sold. So the honest takeaway isn't no car. It's the right car, bought used-ish, and kept long after the loan dies. Hold that thought. Here's what it's worth. 2 drivers, same salary, same roads, one decision different. Driver A always has a new car payment, $737, resetting every few years. Driver B buys reliable, keeps it, and spends about $350 a month on wheels. The difference between them is about $400 a month. That's it. Not a lottery win. One choice, made quietly, over and over. Driver B takes that $400 a month and does nothing exciting with it. Just a boring index fund. Same 7%. Year 10, the gap is real but quiet. Year 20, it's loud. Year 30, it's not close. $400 a month for 30 years at 7% becomes about $488,000. Nearly $500,000. Same job, same life. The only difference was one of them treated a car like an identity, and the other treated it like a tool. And look, what did the heavy lifting? Driver B only set aside about $140,000. The market added the other $340,000. That's the whole game. It was never about the payment. It was about who got to compound. Let's put the whole thing on one card. 1. A payment isn't a payment. Multiply it by the growth you're giving up. 2. The monthly is the smallest cost. Interest, depreciation, and ownership stack on top. 3. The real killer is the forever payment. Break the reset. 4. Buy reliable, keep it past the payoff, and invest the difference. That gap is a second retirement. Here's my actual opinion, and I'll defend it. A financed new car is not an asset. It's a subscription to depreciation. The dealer sells you the monthly precisely because it hides everything we just added up. So, do the math on yourself. Take your car payment, multiply it by roughly $1,200, and that's the ballpark it could have been in 30 years. Drop that number in the comments. Just the number, no context. I want to see the range. It's going to be wild. And if you're about to buy, watch the next one first. The 24-10 rule, or exactly how much car your salary can actually carry. Subscribe if you want the version of money nobody put in the sticker. Your future self is doing the math either way. This just lets you win it.